Maybe if it wants to do it for me. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. We continue our coverage from Radio Row in San Francisco. I'm Pat Strathman. The Seattle Seahawks on display for this weekend, and a guy who knows a thing or two about the players is joining us now. Dr. Mike Gervais, who is a world-renowned performance psychologist. He is the psychologist, the sports psychologist for the Seattle Seahawks. He joins us now. I think it's so fascinating to have you here because this is such a big game. There's more pressure involved, and this is why your expertise is needed to try to make sure that players are delivering on the highest level. So thank you so much for taking time. How about the Seahawks getting to this point when at the beginning of the year no one is predicting Sam Darnold in Seattle to get to the Super Bowl, but here they are one step away from getting that Vince Lombardi trophy?
How about it? Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for the fun introduction. There's a couple of things. I think I've been fortunate to be with the team, during the first run, if you will. And so even during that time, it kind of feels like people forget about Seattle. It's like this weird thing that takes place and no problems, like it does give you a little chip on your shoulder. Like, okay, well, listen, whatever they're saying out there, they don't really understand what's happening in here. And so let's really invest in us being our very best, full stop, period. And it's great. I think that one of the superpowers of the team this year is that they are great teammates for each other. They have made a fundamental commitment to be their very best so that they can be great for their teammates. And people always say, like, we want a great team. And, what does that take to have a great or build a great team? It's quite simple. Be a great teammate to each other. Have a bunch of people doing that. And by default, you end up having a team that looks and feels like what the Seattle Seahawks are doing. And they are extraordinary in almost every way, physically, emotionally, psychologically. It's a really fun time to be part of this team.
Well, I really want to focus on Sam Darnold because you want to talk about getting into his brain. I'm sure when he got started in his NFL career, probably questioning a lot of things early on. New York, Carolina, goes to San Francisco to be back at the Brock Purdy, learn a lot under Coach Shanahan, goes to Minnesota, and whoa, look at Sam Darnold now. Ends up in Seattle. Whoa, look at Sam Darnold. Here he is leading Seattle to a Super Bowl appearance. I would think that his brain is really fascinating because along the journey, he's probably thinking, am I good enough? I'm not good enough. And that's got to be hard to go through, right? To have that conversation with yourself of, am I truly good enough if I'm not good enough? Well, how about Sam Darnold getting to this point after the type of career that he has had?
You just pointed to the essence of the whole conversation about psychology is how do you work with your thoughts? And if we study Sam, and I hope that your listenership and viewership does study Sam, because Sam has walked an incredibly difficult challenge across his professional career. He's faced adversity, lots of adversity, and he can teach us how to navigate it. Sam is extraordinary at believing in what he is capable of. He's extraordinary at investing in the required work, both physically, technically, and mentally, to give himself the best chance to be his very best on Wednesday in practice, on Thursday in practice, on Sunday on game day. And it is a fundamental commitment that Sam has made, independent of all of the noise around him, all the noise around you and your life and me and my life. And listen, United States is wild right now. There's some really heavy things taking place. And if you want to have a great life, you got to deal with some emotions. I've been fortunate to be on 4 Olympic teams.
Yeah.
As a sports psychologist. And the Olympics are for big emotions. The Super Bowl is for big emotions. To have a great life is for big emotions. And if we don't practice working with emotions, I don't think we have a chance. You get blown out as soon as you get overwhelmed with emotions. And what Sam has done is he has worked incredibly hard over his career. This has nothing to do with me. Incredibly hard over his career to invest in the way he works with his thoughts so that he can be great with his emotions. And when you have those two things in place, you can pour all of your attention into the task at hand. And when that skill isn't working out the way you want it to go, because we all want, we all want the same type of things to work. And when things don't go according to plan, that's where you are tested in your psychology. It's not over a glass of wine and a great conversation. Everything's easy and we're agreeing on all the same things and ha ha ha. That's great. I want more of that in my life. But it's what happens when things aren't going according to plan. That's when your psychology pays dividends. And last piece here is that if you want to be physically strong, there'd be nobody on the planet that wouldn't say, oh, well, you got to hit the weight room. Okay. If you want to be mentally strong, where's the weight room? Where is that? How do you invest in your psychology? The greats are showing us. Ask Sam. I hope you get a chance to sit down with Sam. Like, how does he invest in his mind? And he puts real work into it.
What does that look like?
So
Game plan, investing. What does that look like?
There's two pieces to psychology. Psychology is the study of yourself. Okay. If you want to be great at anything, you really got to study something. Talent will get you so far, but if you really want to understand what you're capable of, you got to invest, right? So if psychology is the study of yourself, it means that there's two basic functions. There's a self-discovery process. Who am I? That's a hard question to answer. You got to wrestle with that, though.
Yeah.
What is a compelling future that I want to work towards? You got to sit down and kind of figure it out. Use your imagination. What is a compelling future for my family? What is a compelling future for my life? What is a compelling future for this team? Whatever. My business. What is your compelling future? What are your core values that you're working from? What are the tripwires that get you sideways? Because we all have scar tissues. We all have some micro traumas or massive traumas in our lives. And those things trip us up. So we got to know what those are to give ourselves a chance to be able to be about it when we're in the kind of throes of all that emotion. So that's kind of the self-discovery process. And that takes a lifetime, but you invest in it, in a serious way, and it starts to get a little bit easier. Okay. I think about those like the big rocks to get in the container. And then self-discovery is part one. Part two is mental skills. Confidence is a mental skill. Being calm is a mental skill. Anything that is a skill means that you can practice it. So, I'll give you the answer. The answers are never kind of this. There's no secrets. The answer is quite simple. You want to be confident, you have to be great with your self-talk.
Yeah.
Okay. And that self-talk can't be fake it till you make it, because it's bullshit. Sorry for the language. It doesn't work. Right. So your language about yourself, about a task at hand, has to be grounded in some real stuff. And when you're clear about what gives you the right to say, oh, I do challenges really well, or I step up when it gets hard, or fill in the blanks, whatever it might be, that kind of epic self-talk, when it's based in real stuff, you got something. So this is not hard to understand, but it's so invisible. Oftentimes we need other people to say, hey, are you working your self-talk?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I'm working it. All right, let me hear it. So let's just play along. What do you say, Pat, to yourself when you're like, when you are feeling like it's good to be you, when you're in your head and it's like, yeah, it's good, man. I wish you were in here with me. Like, I'm kind of about it. Like, what are you saying to yourself?
For me, like most days, of course, it's not every day where you wake up and everything's grand, but for me, it's always a blessing to have.
No. What do you say to yourself?
Say to myself?
Yeah.
In terms of like,
yeah, let me get in the head with you a little bit. Okay, come on, Pat. It's on you.
Get in my head. Yeah. Well, as you can see, I don't, teach myself very much.
Okay, how about this? Let's flip it.
Yeah.
What do you say to yourself when you're a basket case? When you know that like you're not in the right state of mind. What do you say then?
That's why I tell myself to reset.
No. Yeah, it's good. That's the skill.
Yeah.
But what are you actually saying? Like, oh fuck. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry for the language.
No, you're good.
Are we on a?
You're good. It's taped.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, good. Do you say to yourself?
Got you.
Yeah. Do you say to yourself like, man, I'm a mess right now.
Yes.
Oh, they're gonna find out. Oh, why did I make that choice? And why did I say that? What are they thinking? So there's all this narrative and critique. And you can recognize that, yeah, I got some of that too. So when you have that, you had the answer, which is like, you got to recognize that when you're in that kind of unproductive self-talk narrative, and then you've got some skills that you're using to move away from it. Yeah. So that skill is really important. And then why not just kind of get ahead of it and be very clear about what you say to yourself to put yourself in the best state of mind, which is like, yeah, I love challenges. Yeah, let's go bring it. Or, man, you know what? Life is great. Let's sort this thing out together. Whatever those statements are that give you the right vibe, practice those too. So that's the difference between kind of just being intentional about the way you work with your thoughts because you've trained them and you know that if you want to be great at something, you got to have great thoughts versus just kind of going with it and be like, whoa, I'm kind of getting whipped around and I, I don't really like how I'm feeling. What do I do now? So, anyways, I'm giving you a
I
handful,
love it.
but this is how we spend time with world-class athletes to say,
Yeah.
you know, who do you want to be when the lights are brightest and how are you going to navigate the thoughts during that time? Let's train it.
Well, how do you navigate something like the Super Bowl?
We don't see the Super Bowl as the biggest game in ever. You know, we see it as another opportunity to be a great teammate. We see it as another opportunity to kind of play this game that we love. We see it as another opportunity to express this talent that we've invested in. Now, this is the last time we get to do it together. So that's something that's different. There's more people watching. That's something that's different. But what stays the same is our fundamental commitment to be our very best, to be great teammates. That fundamental commitment is the same. The lines are the same, the rules are the same, all of that's the same. So you have to make a decision. Am I going to allow other people watching me to change the way that I organize my inner life to be my best? And if you don't make that fundamental decision, the noise of this game
Yeah.
absolutely collapses on some athletes.
Last one. How do you go about, like, for instance, in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes coming off a significant injury, ACL? Got to be a little bit different probably for him. I know he's going to have the same mentality. I gotta grind. I gotta hit it hard. When you deal with players who are injured or coming off an injury, what's that like in terms of trying to get them back? Because 9 times out of 10, what they say is like, "Oh, it's not the physical part. It's truly trusting that your body's good, and that's more so mental rather than physical, more so than anything else."
That's right. You are picking up on the hardest position on any sport team is going into the training room and coming out of it after an injury process. I hope that all athletes go in the training room every day to get worked on. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you're going in because you really have something that is changing the way that you do your craft, it's really hard. There's a loneliness in that injury process. And that loneliness can be overwhelming for people. And so, how do you train it? You can only focus on one thing at a time. You only get one new thought at a time. And so, you have to be very clear about the types of thinking that you want to have. And if you are thinking, let's go to basketball for a minute.
Yeah.
Don't blow this shot. Don't airball. Don't be the one that lets everyone down. That's a very different focus than snap my wrist at 12 o'clock, lock it in, one hard step jab, and do whatever. Okay, so I lost the vibe there, but it's very different. So then, what we're helping an injured athlete to do is to move from I am an injured athlete to I am an athlete with an injury to I am free to live my life how I see fit for me. Okay, so there's a freedom on the other side of it. If you can go from I'm an athlete or from an injured athlete to an athlete with an injury. Yeah, there's a big difference in that narrative. So we also want to see that process as like, okay, what's the opportunity to invest in all of the other skills that are going to help you be your best?
Mike, a real pleasure. This was really enlightening. Absolutely love it.
Patrick, I appreciate you. Thank you.
It's a lot of fun. And for those listening, go check out this guy's podcast. All right.
Finding Mastery.
He does excellent work. Mike, a real pleasure. Thank you.
Go Hawks.